It's hard to focus on the new without thinking about the old, reflecting on the year we already had to plan for the one ahead, missing the old places and people that used to make up our life.
But I think I like this little life.
As we're talking about old things, this is like my childhood recipe. When I'm feeling homesick or feeling rough, this is the dish I make, which is my mum's sausage pasta hot pot. I never managed to make it taste as good as hers does. Mum magic is a thing. Everyone has those little, it's like that mosaic how do you say that word? It's like that mosaic trend a while ago. Like everyone just has little pieces of history that seem small but are huge aspects in a way. Like, yeah. Okay, technically the book is new to me, but it's an old book. I've started reading The Picture of Dorian Gray. How have I not read this sooner? The language, the writing, it's incredible. Like, incredible. I know I have to go back through. I've read 2 chapters, so I've just started it. But I'm like, I have to go back and annotate because it's just stunning. There's so many phrases I read and I'm like, oh, it's gorgeous. And I can't get enough of it. Like, some classics you have to take your time with and sort of push yourself through. This one, I love it. I just can keep reading. Oh, it's the whole of the first chapter when Basil is just talking about the painting and he says, I really can't exhibit it. I've put too much of myself into it. This is such a book for artists. Like, how did he put that into words so brilliantly and then go on and explain it? Like, oh, I'm so excited for the rest of it.
I saw the weed bent over, and I was afraid for no reason at all. The wind can't move my weight, I'm safe. The rationale's not working for me. These normal things get scary without you, like the movies you never see.
We are halfway through. I'm feeling a little confused, like I can't tell how it's gonna end. And I like that I can't tell that. Yeah, don't know what I was expecting this book to be, but it wasn't this. But you can see I've kept tabbing it. It's a really interesting concept. I'm partway through chapter 11 and this is the first chapter I've struggled with, partly because I was reading it right before bed and it's just a lot of like historical information that isn't hugely plot related. So it's the first chapter that I've just struggled a little bit because I was almost falling asleep, which is kind of not the book's fault, it's just when I was reading it. Still enjoying it, still underlining a lot of things because I just think Oscar Wilde uses language incredibly. The reason we're starting with old is it's like saying goodbye to 2023. I felt like I'd already done the year recap video though at New Year's. Obviously that was just kind of a compilation of loads of memories. Thought let's just reflect a little bit on the old year. So I do a bullet journal every year. It's just how my brain stays organised and I like keeping track of books I've read, films I've watched, etc. This is the first year I built a sort of like mood board of the year as I went along, which I'm actually so happy with. Like train tickets and just little pieces I picked up along the way. I read 70 books, which was 5 off my goal, which is kind of annoying, but it's okay, that's still a lot. Better Than the Movies was a big hit. I read that twice, which is kind of a surprise. Lessons in Chemistry is phenomenal, deserves every piece of hype. I went on a whole Jane Austen streak and absolutely adored them. Persuasion, Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice, like, it just doesn't feel old. I went on a whole John Mark Comer streak because I just loved all of his books, particularly Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, Garden City, and Loveology. They are so useful. Love and Other Words, Christina Lauren. That book is so special. Small Things Like These, Claire Foster, was incredible, and it's such a short read. It's only 100 pages, so if you want a short read, I highly recommend Claire Foster, Small Things Like These. It's a beautiful story about a man in an Irish village. All the Light We Cannot See, I still have not brought myself to watch the episodes on Netflix because I just need to be in the right mindset, because that was such a gorgeous story. But also I think there's a hesitation of, I don't want the series adaptation to ruin the book for me as well. That's always a risk. Romantic Comedy by Curtis Sittenfeld might have been the biggest surprise, because I absolutely inhaled that, and that was kind of just by chance I picked it up because I thought the cover looked cool, and that was one of my favourites of the whole year, so recommend that. Some of my favourite things I watched, definitely top of the list, Drive to Survive. Got me into Formula 1, it's a huge thing now. And Barbie. I think that was the best cinema trip, was Barbie. One, I got to watch it with Hannah, but also two, that is the film that I watched and then have thought the most about since. It's completely its own thing, but it's just incredible. I'm actually on my way out, so need to keep this brief. But we need to talk about this book. I just read chapter 13. What? Let's just say I did not expect that. I'm trying to keep this spoiler free. Yeah. Took quite a turn, quite dramatically, quite suddenly. And now I can't wait to finish it, but I need to go.
And I'm young right now, won't put my feet up. I miss my own for a chance I dreamed of. The darkest moments, the silly horsing around. But the sound of my FaceTime doesn't wake you up. At midnight, I leave my room to get air. I go outside, the started walking, but I'm freaked out by the clouds that I'd hardly have noticed with you. We finished it. I honestly did not have any prior knowledge really, so I don't know what I was expecting, but I feel like I wasn't expecting what it was. I've rated it like a 3.5 because I enjoyed it and I thought it was really good and I get the hype, but it didn't feel like a 4 or 5 star to me. However, that last paragraph, like the ending is perfect. Like there's so few books you read and they end and you're just like, that was perfect ending. Like usually there's something that's bugged you or something. This has the most perfect ending. There's loads you can quote from it. There's some gorgeous, gorgeous phrases. I think Oscar Wilde is just a genius with language from this experience. I think it's fascinating. Hugely like psychological character development, which I wasn't expecting but really enjoyed. There were so many lines that I was just like, they're gorgeous. Like, I should like to have something more of her than the memory of a few kisses and some broken pathetic words. It's such a fast-paced read for a classic. Like, I'd still say it's medium-paced because it's character development more than plot, but so easy to read. This kind of turned into more of a reading vlog than I expected, but I hope you enjoyed. I will see you on the flip side.